I took a rich girl's flowers by mistake. She swore I would die, until she came back to my bed, begging for more. A woman woke up with a pounding headache, her body feeling heavy and sluggish. As she shifted slightly, she was shocked to find an undressed stranger lying next to her. What's happening here? She jolted awake, freezing in place. How did she ended up in a stranger's bed? Then, a terrifying realization hit her. She was undressed too. Just then, Alexander Leonhart stirred, his dark eyes fluttering open and locking onto the woman's. Wow, last night was incredible. Want to keep going? Alex sat up casually, completely at ease, his flawless body on full display. He grabbed a bottle of water from the bedside table and offered it to her. Here, drink this. You must be thirsty. We can pick up where we left off if you're up for it. Unable to contain her fear and anger any longer, the woman's hand moved on its own, slapping him hard across the face. Who are you? How did I end up here? What have you done to me? Alex blinked, his cheek stinging from the slap. He looked at the woman in front of him, a mesmerizing beauty with silky hair and a body that radiated perfection. Her face was a storm of anger and panic, but her very presence made his desire stir once again. You! Sophia Lancaster screamed in despair. You better tell me who you are. Calm down. Alex stared at her. You ran to me and asked me to sleep with you. Don't you remember? Impossible, Sophia denied, shaking her head vehemently. It was impossible that she would chase after a man, especially a stranger. You must have done something to me. She felt the rough texture of the blanket against her bare skin. Confusion and fear swirled in her mind as she looked around the room, her eyes darting frantically. The man's old military backpack and plain clothes caught her attention. Nothing in this hotel room indicated wealth. The smartphone on the nightstand was a cheap one with a cracked screen. With one glance, Sophia realized the man she had slept with was far from wealthy, just an ordinary man who struggled daily to make ends meet. Watch your accusations, Alex said calmly. I'm a gentleman, and I would never force anyone. You were the one who came to me, hugged me, kissed me, and begged me to sleep with you. Liar! Sophia's eyes wide opened in agony. This is my hotel room. You can check the CCTV if you want, see if you came here or if I kidnapped you. Sophia didn't believe a word the man was saying, but suddenly, a memory flashed before her eyes. She was supposed to have a meeting with Calvin Lecter, the CEO of a rival company, to discuss the ongoing price war that was causing her business to suffer. She had thought they were meeting to find a solution, but it turned out Calvin had nasty intentions from the start. He had dragged her, hoping to take advantage of her. She remembered managing to escape with the help of his bodyguard, but as she ran from them, she stumbled across a man opening a door. Desperate, she had hoped to hide in his room for a while. But the drag Calvin had given her was a potent aphrodisiac, which made her desires flare uncontrollably. A sudden sharp headache hit Sophia as the memories flooded back. Oh no! How could this happen? Do you remember now? Alex smirked. You were the one begging. Shut up. Sophia's face turned bright red with shame and fury. Under the drag's influence, everything had seemed to make sense at the time, but now, everything felt so wrong. Tisk. Listen, I'm a gentleman, Alex offered sincerely, trying to make amends. I took your flower. I'll marry you. How about that? Sophia scoffed, her disbelief mixing with disgust. You want to marry me? Do you even know who I am? She was one of the top beauties in Vancouver, with a rising career as a young CEO. Wealthy men were something she'd never run out of, and yet here was this poor man, trying to use this situation to bind her with marriage. He was clearly just another parasite, hoping to latch onto a wealthy woman like her and live off her success. Well, I just arrived in Vancouver this afternoon, so I don't know anyone here yet, Alex said earnestly. But I can assure you, you won't need to worry about anything for the rest of your life if you marry me. Sophia scoffed again, her disdain clear. With your old military backpack? And those scars on your body? I guess you're some low-rank soldier, just returned from a war zone. Your 1 month's salary wouldn't even cover my expenses for a single day. And you dare ask to marry me? Sophia was furious. How shameless this man was. Believe me, Alex said, his voice low and firm, I'm not what you think. I'm more powerful than any man you've ever met. You're truly unruly, uneducated, and nothing more than a frog in a well, thinking you're so great. Sophia scoffed with disdain. That's why I despise talking to someone as lowly as you. Alex chuckled. Believe me, I am trying to be honest here. You? A powerful man? She sneered, glaring at him with utter disgust. You can't even begin to understand how powerful I am or the people I've encountered who are far more powerful than you. They could erase you with just a sneer. Alex laughed. The powerful men you know might be the ones seeking my favor, pleading for me to marry their daughters just to stay in my good graces. Trust me, you're incredibly lucky to have crossed paths with me. What a braggart! Sophia rolled her eyes in disgust. She wanted nothing more than to throw something at his smug face. How shameless could he be, pretending to be so powerful when all he had was an old military backpack? You might pretend not to know me and try to bind me with marriage just to get my money, Sophia retorted. But I warn you, that's never going to happen. If my family finds out I slept with a poor man like you, you'll be erased from this world. So you'd better keep your mouth shut and forget everything that happened here. I don't want to hear another word from you. Now, get out of this room, she demanded, her eyes blazing with fury. But Alex tried to protest. This was his room. Now. Yet, seeing the fury in Sophia's wide eyes, he chose not to argue. He quietly put on his clothes, grabbed his old military backpack, and looked at Sophia one last time. Get out! Sophia's yelled at the top of her lung. All right. In the elevator, Alex sighed, running a hand through his hair. He knew the woman was under the influence of a cruel aphrodisiac, one that would end her life if she didn't sleep with a man within the hour. If there were any other way to save her, he would have done it already. But that kind of sinister poison had no antidote. What the hell have I done? I came here to meet my fiancée, but before even meeting her, I've already slept with another woman. Maybe this is what they call a legendary bachelor party. As Alex walked out from the elevator into the lobby, it was around 5 in the morning. The hotel was quiet, with only a few people scattered around. Yet, as he crossed the lobby, a group of men in black, about 40 of them, suddenly appeared, forming 2 lines and bowing deeply as he passed. He glanced at them with little interest, his expression one of boredom, as if this was something he was long tired of. A middle-aged man stepped forward from the group, kneeling before him in a knight-like stance. I am Alfred Kingston, at your service, young master, the man. I am Alfred Kingston, at your service, young master, the man declared with reverence. Alex looked down at him. Alfred, do you know why I'm here in such simple clothes? Young master, please enlighten me, Alfred responded, his head still bowed. I'm here incognito, Alex explained. And all this unnecessary fuss. Are you trying to blow my cover so everyone knows who I truly am? I apologize for my short-sightedness. Alfred quickly stood, turning to the men behind him. With a swift gesture, he signaled for them to disperse, and the line of men quickly melted away, leaving the lobby empty once more. Tell me what you're here for, Alex said as he walked toward a nearby sofa. Alfred followed closely behind, like a faithful servant. Yes, young master, Alfred responded promptly. He reached into his coat and pulled out a small box. Opening it, he revealed a black card with gold trim and a .235 carat diamond embedded in the center. This is the world-first Royale MasterCard. With unlimited credit, just use it as you see fit. Alfred humbly handed it to Alex. This card also comes with a dedicated 24/7 concierge service that is highly personalized for you alone. You'll have access to a team that can fulfill almost any request, whether it's securing last-minute reservations at the finest restaurants, arranging private jet travel, or gaining entry to exclusive events. It connects you to the most secretive circles. No one will ever say no to you. Alex looked at the card without any interest. Alfred continued. I also arranged for the newest sport car Bugatti La Voiture Noire, a one-of-a-kind model equipped with the latest artificial intelligence technology and self-driving capabilities. But since you are here incognito, I guess you won't like it. So here is a villa in case you need to have a long stay. Alfred explained with caution. Alex nodded. Good to see you, understood. I'll keep the card for emergencies, but you can hold on to all the other gifts you've prepared. Now, tell me what you want. Young master, my only daughter was born sick, and now it's worse. Alfred's eyes filled with sorrow. She's in pain every day. I've seen every doctor, spent a fortune, tried everything. Nothing helps. She's only getting worse. Please, help her. I'll do anything. Alex gazed at him calmly. I'll meet your daughter tomorrow. Alfred was stunned. He hadn't expected His Highness would agree to lend a helping hand so easily. He grabbed Alex's hand, bowed in gratitude. Thank you, my lord, he whispered, his words heavy with all he felt. Previously, Alfred hadn't believed his luck when his leader mentioned Alex's visit to Vancouver. Albert wasn't entirely sure who Alex was. However, what he was certain was even his leader must kneel before Alex. If Alex's was displeased, millions of lives could vanish. But if he was satisfied, even the dying could live. As the head of the Kingswell organization in Vancouver, Albert had heard the rumors about a high-ranking figure known as God's Hand, the disciple of the immortal sage. Even the dying could be healed by his touch. So he had done everything to ensure Alex would be satisfied. Young master, Alfred asked, I heard you're on an important mission. Tell me how I can assist. In Vancouver, nothing is beyond your reach. If you command right, even the government won't go left. I do indeed need your help, Alex said. He had 3 critical tasks ahead. Find someone for me. I don't have a name, just a nickname. They call him Joe. No picture either. When he was younger, he had ended up on the streets in Vancouver, only to flee from danger. The one with the nickname, Joe, was the person who had helped him out. He needed to find him, and to repay the kindness he had received. Your wish is my command, Alfred obediently bowed. Is that all? Alex nodded. He had 2 other tasks here. One was to meet his fiancée, and the other was to uncover his origin. However, for the former, there was no need for Albert's involvement. Regarding the latter, it could only be addressed after finding Joe. Young master, Albert began cautiously, when a high-ranking Kingswell member visits, I'm supposed to organize a banquet, invite the city's elite, top businessmen, top actresses, politicians, and I have prepared. He watched Alex's face as he explained. But when he noticed a slight furrow in Alex's brow, he quickly adjusted. But since you're incognito, you'd prefer to skip the banquet, correct? Alex nodded with a smile. I'll cancel it immediately then, Alfred responded immediately. Always remember, no need for such a fuss, Alex commanded. Alfred bowed in acknowledgement. He clearly understood why Alex needed to keep a low profile. Alex was a man with the title of God's Hand. Of the 1,000 patients he had ever touched, none remained uncured. He was also the direct disciple of the immortal sage, who was said to be able to bring the dead back to life in the blink of an eye. If Alex revealed his identity, people around the world would surround him and not give him any peace. Parting with Alfred, Alex stepped out and called a taxi, giving him an address. His had to meet with his fiancée. His master said that woman was his fate, written in the Akashic record, and she was also the key for Alex in finding his mother in the future. An hour later, Alex arrived on West 4th Avenue in West Vancouver, an affluent neighborhood with ocean views, mountain backdrops, and multi-million-dollar estate. As he reached for the gate's bell, a luxury car pulled up. The driver stepped out and their eyes locked. Both, surprised, spoke at once. "You! What are you doing here?" They both exclaimed, overlapping. Sophia's eyes narrowed. "Don't tell me you're stalking me now." Alex raised an eyebrow. "Stalking you? I have better things to do." "Of course," Sophia shot back, arms crossed. "I suppose you're here to beg for money. Should have known you'd stoop that low." "Money? I don't need your charity," Alex retorted. "I'm here for something more important." Sophia didn't believe a single word of Alex's. Her voice dripped with sarcasm. "Another scheme? Trying to marry into wealth, maybe? You think I'm after your money?" Alex replied coldly. "You're completely wrong, then. I want nothing from you." "Good," Sophia snapped, her anger rising. "Because I have nothing to give, especially not to you." Alex frowned. If it wasn't because of his help, she would have been abused by who knew whom, or even worse, died beneath a random bastard's groin. Sophia glared at him one last time before turning on her heel and driving through the automatic iron gate, leaving Alex alone on the pavement. He checked the address in his hand. This was indeed his fiancée's house, arranged by his master, the immortal sage. He had no choice but to move forward and meet his fiancée. Whether that woman was truly her or not remained unclear. The mansion loomed before him, grand and imposing. His fiancée could be anyone, maybe even that woman's sister. Thinking of how he may have slept with his fiancée's sister, Alex mused with a bitter smile. Yeah, everything just keeps getting better. As Alex approached the house entrance, Sophia noticed that Alex was behind her. "Haven't you had enough?" "Believe me," Alex replied, "running into you is the last thing I wanted today." Sophia stepped out, blocking his path. "So, what is it then? Are you here to remind me of the biggest mistake of my life?" "Mistake?" Alex's tone grew colder. "I could say the same. You think I enjoyed waking up and realizing I'd wasted my time with someone so shallow?" "Shallow?" Sophia's eyes flashed with anger. "You're just bitter because you know I'm right. You're nothing but a loser, a gold digger." Alex laughed, shaking his head. "You're delusional. I don't need anything from you, least of your money." Sophia stepped even closer, her finger jabbing the air between them. "Then what do you want? To ruin my life even more?" "No, I'm not here to ruin anything." Alex locked his eyes with hers. "I'm meeting my fiancée." "Your fiancée? You have a fiancée?" Sophia shocked. "I'm here to meet someone named Sophia Lancaster at this address." Alex's patience wearing thin. "I'm not looking for you. So, if you can help me out, call her, and I'll leave as soon as possible." "What?" Sophia paused, her expression shifting from shock to realization. "Wait. You're here for that Sophia Lancaster?" Alex coldly replied. "Yes. Can you please just get her? I don't have time for games." Sophia bit her lip, trying to mask the confusion swirling inside her. "There's no need to call anyone. I'm Sophia Lancaster." They stood there, staring at each other in stunned silence. Just then, a voice called out from inside the mansion. "Alexander Leonhart." An old man stepped out, his face lighting up with a wide smile. "Master told me you would come today. What are you doing out there?" "Grandfather," Sophia called. The old man, Abraham Lancaster, turned towards them, his eyes twinkling with amusement. He looked between them, his smile growing even wider as if he had been waiting for this moment. "So, you've met Alex, your fiancé. It's great to know you both know each other." Sophia quickly interjected. "We are not." "Call your parents, Sophia," Abraham said, cutting her off. "Gather everyone in the great hall. I have an announcement. You both are going to get married today." Sophia stood, shocked. "Finally, my long-held wish can be fulfilled today." Abraham's voice trembled with happiness. He walked over to Alex, his hand reaching out to grasp Alex's. "Come, let's go to the great hall. You'll meet your in-laws." Sophia watched them walk away, disbelief and anger surging through her. She had lost her virginity to that man, and now she was supposed to lose her future too. This can't be happening. She had dreamed of an extraordinary fiancé, someone worthy, someone heroic, not any rubbish. Instead, she was now being handed to a man she could have picked off the street. As CEO of Lancaster Group, known for her beauty and bright future, how could she marry such a man? What would people think? No, she decided. I'll stop this marriage, no matter the cost. In the great hall, Abraham guided Alex to an honored seat. How is Master? Still healthy after 100 years, Alex replied. You're young, successful, and humble. I'm fortunate to have a grandson-in-law like you. Sophia is a good person. Please give her a chance to get to know you better. Alex nodded politely, but he doubted the possibility. Sophia didn't look like she wanted the chance. Wonderful, wonderful. Abraham laughed joyfully. However, just then, an angry voice cut in. Are you insane? Sophia cannot marry him. Lady Lancaster, Abraham's wife, angrily stormed into the great hall. She was flanked by their 2 sons and 2 daughters-in-law, with Sophia trailing behind them. Old man, how can you marry off Sophia, our greatest beauty, to that poor man? Is your brain rotten or what? Her anger grew. My beautiful granddaughter can never marry a lowlife. She will marry Chris Rowland. He's wealthy and powerful, and can secure our family's future. Chris Rowland. Abraham frowned. That hypocritical playboy? Don't you know Jerry Rowland? Lady Lancaster snapped. He works for Alfred Kingston, who practically owns Vancouver. Chris is his only son. Marrying him ties our family to the Kingstons. Sophia's parents also looked at Alex, and a dissatisfied frown crept onto their faces. Alex wore a simple shirt typically seen on people of the lower middle class, cheap and old shoes sold on the street. Nothing about him screamed wealth. If Chris Rowland was the young rich man with a company, this man was probably Chris's cleaning service, paid with the lowest salary. Thinking their daughter would marry this loser already made their anger rise to the peak. No way, Florence Lancaster, Sophia's mother, whispered. I will never agree. What will my friends say about my son-in-law? This man will drag my name into the mud. Father, Justin Lancaster, Sophia's father, spoke. Mother is right. How about we let Sophia decide her own future? Grandfather, I don't want to marry yet, Sophia hurriedly added. Abraham shook his head. I'm not dead yet. So what is decided is decide. Abraham. Lady Lancaster's desperation turned to anger. Imagine the Lancaster family with Kingston ties. Even after you're gone, our family would thrive. Don't you care about your descendants? How can you ruin the Lancaster name for that loser? Sophia will never marry him, Lady Lancaster insisted. This is all for Lancaster's future. You know nothing, Amelia. Abraham looked at his wife and everyone. Alex is the man I chose. You better keep your mouth shut and your comments to yourself until you know him. I don't agree. Amelia yelled out her decision. There was Chris Rowland, a wealthy and promising young man, who could bring the Lancaster family unimaginable glory and endless fortune. Yet her husband ignored Chris and chose to treat a piece of junk like a treasure. He must be too old and out of his mind. Amelia, do you want me to sign divorce papers for you at our old age? Lady Lancaster's face turned pale. All of you, I am still the head of Lancaster, Abraham commanded. Sophia, you will marry Alex today. You'll be grateful for my decision one day. From his tone, all of them knew there was no point in arguing anymore. Even Sophia accepted her fate and sighed. They all knew Abraham Lancaster could sometimes be harsh and would not tolerate any disrespect. In about an hour and a half, in a very awkward situation, Sophia and Alex successfully signed all the paperwork and obtained their marriage certificates from the government marriage agency. Only Abraham showed a big smile when looking at the certificate. The great Alexander Leonhart finally became his grandson. He would brag to the Kingswell people he knew, sure that many would be green with envy. Meanwhile, Sophia was still disappointed as she married a worthless man. He can have the marriage certificate but not me, Sophia inwardly screamed. But thinking that loser already got his body, Sophia quickly added, he will never get my heart and my money. Sophia, Abraham turned to her. Help him blend in with Vancouver life. Show him the many places you used to hang out with your friends. The first thing on Sophia's mind when making the marriage certificate was to keep everything secret, yet her grandfather wanted her to show him off? A mischievous plan suddenly formed in her mind. Yes, grandfather. I will help him blend in. She would let Alex see how he was not worthy of her and let go of her. Alex sighed. He didn't like to force anyone, but somehow his mother's fate was likely in this woman's hands, so he had to follow through. Cheer up a bit, will ya? It's not the end of the world. Sophia scowled at him. Marrying you, the biggest braggart in the world, is already the end of the world for me. Honestly, I am not a brag. Yes, you are. And you are a loser, jobless and worthless. No, I am not, Alex corrected her. I do have a job. I am a doctor, with the title of God's hand. Oh, keep bragging. You really have no shame. Sophia scolded. Listen, I am doing my grandfather's wish to take you around, but that's all. This marriage will not work out even in 1,000 years. So, stop daydreaming. Alex shook his head and chuckled. He knew Sophia despised him. Sophia, let me show why. He wanted to let Sophia see the real him a bit, but she turned her back to him and walked to the parking lot. A white 4-seat Porsche Panamera pulled up and stopped in front of them. A stunning young woman stepped out of the car with effortless grace, her elegant dress and sparkling jewelry enhancing her high-fashion allure. Sophia, she hugged Sophia. Lyra, thanks for coming, Sophia replied joyfully. I came as soon as I could when I got your text. Lyra smiled while eyeing Alex from head to toe and shook her head. Not a single item of value detected from head to toe. Apart from being a bit handsome and having a somewhat fitting body, this man was totally worthless. When Sophia texted her and told her that she was forced to marry a loser and needed a helping hand, she had thought Sophia was exaggerating. But seeing Alex in person made her realize how unlucky Sophia was. Most of Sophia's suitors usually carried around $250,000 on their bodies. However, this man here only carried $25 at most. Alex, this is Lyra, my best friend. Sophia suppressed her dislike and tried to sound polite. Nice to meet you, Lyra, Alex said, extending his hand to Lyra out of politeness. However, Lyra retreated, with obvious disgust in her eyes. You know what? Riffraff should know their place. She ignored Alex's hand and wrapped her hands around Sophia instead. Alex chuckled coldly and dropped his hand. Come on, we are already late for Chris Rowland's event at the Noble nightclub, Lyra smiled mischievously. Almost everybody in Vancouver knew Chris Rowland was one of Sophia's most devoted suitors. Lyra had always believed Chris would marry Sophia. Chris's father worked for Alfred Kingston, while Chris was the CEO of BioHealth Solution, a company that supported Alfred Kingston's business. Apart from the giant tier, Kingston, there were 4 lower tiers in Vancouver's wealth and richest realm. Chris's family could be called third-tier wealth, a level higher than Lancaster wealth. Thus, from Lyra's point of view, Chris and Sophia were the perfect match. Of course, Sophia happily replied. Alex, you should come with us. Sure, Alex raised his brows. Maybe Sophia was still listening to her grandfather's wish to take him around. Meanwhile, Lyra sneered to herself. She had already warned Chris Rowland in advance. Chris was livid and eager to teach Alex a lesson that would leave him reflecting deeply in a hospital bed. She would let Alex know he was a frog in the well, really not fitting the rich life and not fit into Sophia's lifestyle. Let us go then. They entered Lyra's car, and she took them to the Noble nightclub. It was one of the most exclusive martial arts clubs in the city for nobles and rich people only. No middle class could enter because of the price. Even the lowest tier of the rich in Vancouver still thought this club was too expensive. If the lowest class came, they would be shocked to see how members could spend 1 year of their salary in 1 day only. When they arrived, Alex realized it was a martial arts and war machine club. Nowadays, martial arts were popular, especially swordsmanship, and most people knew some skills, more or less. "I can't wait to see Chris during his match," Lyra yelled and quickly dragged Sophia toward the entrance of the club, leaving Alex behind. The automatic glass opened as it ran facial recognition for the members, and the outside guard gave them a respectful bow. As Alex approached the entrance, the glass door shut right in front of his face. The guard sneered at him. "Drivers or servants aren't allowed in. Move along." Lyra smirked as she pulled Sophia away. "Let him learn his place. He'll never be where we are." "Who told you I am a driver or a servant? I want to enter," Alex said calmly. "Then become a member," the guard yawned. "You think any Tom and lowlife like you can just walk in here? Leave now or you'll regret it." Alex took out his smartphone and pressed the fast call number 9. "Good day, Mr. Leonhart. I am Julia, your first Royal MasterCard personal concierge. How may I assist you? Do you know where I am right now?" "Yes, your card has GPS. You are at Vancouver's Noble nightclub. I want to become a member. We are processing that now. You can use your MasterCard as the membership card," Julia replied. The glass door suddenly opened. "Your membership has been approved. Do you need anything else, sir?" "No, thank you." Alex put his smartphone in his pocket and walked into the club. The guard hurriedly blocked his path. "I think the system made an error. You cannot enter." "I am a member here," Alex explained. "Why do you think the system let me in?" The guard was confused but asked again. "Do you have a membership card? I want to check it. If you don't have one, please leave." Alex took out his first Royal MasterCard. The guard had never seen this kind of card before. "Sir, I don't think this is a membership card. You cannot enter. Just scan it, or should I call your manager?" The guard had a bad feeling since the card seemed so luxurious. He was hesitant, not knowing what might happen, but when the manager came, it could turn bad. He chose to scan the card. The scanner beeped and displayed the member's identity. The guard was shocked. He read the identity and his face turned pale. Without hesitation, he quickly knelt. "I am really sorry for not recognizing such a top member. Please forgive me." The guard was paralyzed with fear. He had just mocked the top member. He might get fired, and his family of 5 would suffer. "You saw nothing, understood?" Alex said. "Yes, sir, I saw nothing." "Tell me, where did the 2 girls go?" Sophia and Lyra were warmly welcomed as they entered the club's main hall. They exchanged pleasantries until Lyra noticed the frightened guard guiding Alex into the hall. "Damn," Lyra whispered to Sophia. "It seems like the guard wants to get in our good graces by letting him in. Shall I call the manager to chase him out?" "Let him be," Sophia replied. "You're right, Chris will take care of him later," Lyra said, and they pretended not to know Alex. "Look, Chris has started his world rank competition online." Alex could see what seemed like a real virtual hologram, a man with a sword fighting a man with a spear. The swordsman in the ring struck his opponent skillfully. In just 4 movements, the spearman was cut in 2, and the hologram destroyed. Chris wins the 1467th rank. The whole hall applauded. He is the best in Vancouver, pushing the 1500 rank. No one in Vancouver could pass this rank. Yeah, from 10 billion people, he ranks more than 1500. He is rich, strong, and handsome. Whoever marries him will be very happy. Yeah, who wouldn't be crazy about him? Sophia also felt happy for Chris. Chris walked from a room with a special combat suit that could connect him to any opponent around the world. He spotted Sophia and approached her with a smile. "Sophia, Lyra, I'm glad you're here." Just then, Chris's eyes fell on Alex. "So that is the scum?" Yeah, the riffraff I told you about, Alex. Lyra sneered. A muscle ticked in Chris's jaw as he stared coldly at Alec. How did this loser dare marry his sweetheart? I see, so you're the leech. Divorce Sophia now while I am being kind to you. Why? Alex coldly asked. Isn't it obvious, or are you too stupid to realize? You don't deserve her. Well, my opinion is just the opposite. I believe that, in every way, I am deserving of her. Sophia's eyes widened at Alex's shameless remark. How naive. You don't have any wealth that makes you fit for her. Chris sneered. Believe me, you are poorer than me by at least 1,000 times in terms of wealth. Chris frowned and eyed Alex disdainfully. Indeed, this was an ignorant fool with no shame. You know what, if you're a man, join me for a bout. Alex shook his head. I don't play with children. People will say I'm a bully. Boo! Shame on you. Some of Chris's fans were angry. This coward doesn't dare. If you're scared, just say it. Yeah, there is no need to deny it. Damn bastard. You are scared, aren't you? Chris mocked. Scared? Of you. Alex laughed. So cute of you. Chris's eyes turned red with fury. A man can be destroyed but not insulted. If you dare, prove it then. Let's fight there. If you lose, I want you to divorce Sophia right now. Chris added, revealing his final aim. What if I win? Alex asked. You win. Chris sneered disdainfully. How could that be possible? He never considered that. No one in Vancouver could beat him in virtual combat. Meanwhile, a round of laughter erupted in the club. Oh my goodness! What shameless boasting and audacity! Chris, teach that village boy some manners. What do you want? Chris scoffed. Do you have a house in Vancouver? Put the biggest one up. Alex looked at him expressionlessly and added, since you're so eager to embarrass yourself, I'll let you have your way. Stay tuned for part 2. For more of this content, click the subscribe button, like, share and comment your opinion. Thank you.